Hello guys, in this video I'm going to explain about nodal analysis. So by using nodal analysis you can find node voltage. So once if you know node voltage you can find any other unknown parameter in the given circuit. So before going to discuss about nodal analysis, in my previous video I have explained about mesh analysis, and also we discussed about what super mesh analysis. So the mesh analysis or super mesh analysis you can apply only for what? A planar circuit. For non-planar circuit, you cannot apply mesh or super mesh analysis. Now see here what exactly you can find by using mesh or super mesh analysis. For example, if I give circuit like this, so by using mesh or super mesh analysis, you can find mesh current. So mesh current is nothing but what? So here in this given circuit, you have only one closed circuit. That means how many currents will flow? Only one current, I1. So therefore, using mesh and super mesh analysis, you can find what? Mesh current, that is what? I1. So how can you find I1? So if you apply KVL in loop 1, you will get I1. Okay, clear. Now suppose see how many equations I will get here from this circuit. So you have only one closed circuit, therefore you will get one equation, and from this one equation you can find I1. Let us consider if you have another circuit, closed circuit, like here how many closed circuits you have? Two. Therefore if you apply KVL in loop 1 you will get equation 1, and if you apply KVL in loop 2 you will get equation 2. So by using Cramer's rule you can find mesh current, that is what? I1 and I2. Once if you know mesh current, you can find any other unknown parameter in the given circuit. So what you have to understand here, so mesh or super mesh analysis you can apply only for planar circuit. This is point number 1. And in order to find mesh current, you need to apply what? KVL. This is our second point. Now here number of equation depends on what? Number of closed loops. So if you have two closed loops, you will get two equations. If you have three closed loops, then you will get three equations. Then if you solve this equation 1, 2, 3, you will get I1 and I2, I3. Clear. Now coming to the nodal analysis, first you need to understand what is node. Node is nothing but a point, right? Like this. So the node can be classified into two types. One is a simple node, another one is a principal node. Now in the nodal analysis, we don't use simple node and we will use what? A principal node. Now here you need to understand the difference between these two. Simple node means two elements are connected in a common place. For example, I have taken R1 and R2. Now these two elements are connected a common place. This is what? A simple node. So can I consider this is what? A simple node 1? Yes. Now what would be the principal node? Two or more elements. Okay, here it is not two or more elements. For example, I have taken three resistors, that is R1, R2 and R3. Now these three elements are connected in a common place. Where? This one. This is the common place. Now I can say this is what? My principal node. So I can consider how many principal nodes for this one? 1. Now in a nodal analysis, we don't consider a simple node. We will consider a principal node. Let us clearly understand the difference between these two. Two elements are connected in a common place. This is simple node, and two or more elements are connected in a common place. That is principal node. Now from now I will say node. Node is nothing but what? A principal node. It is not about what? A simple node. Clear. This is what? Point number 1 in the nodal analysis. Now point number 2. Can I apply nodal analysis for planar circuit? Of course you can apply nodal analysis for planar. Suppose if I am giving a non-planar circuit, can I apply nodal analysis? Of course you can apply for planar and non-planar circuit. Whereas mesh and super mesh analysis only for planar circuit. Clear. Now point number 3, in the mesh analysis, how many equations you will get? It completely depends on what? The number of closed loops. If number of closed loops are 3, you will get 3 equations, and you can find 3 mesh current, that is I1, I2, I3. So here number of equation depends on what? Number of nodes. So n minus 1. For example, in the given circuit, if you have 3 nodes, okay, 3 nodes, then how many equations you will get? 3 minus 1. That means I will get 2 equations. Now if you have 3 loops, what you are getting? Loop current I1, I2 and I3. Now here if you get 2 equations, what you are getting? That means 2 node voltages you are getting, that is V1 and V2. So here you are finding mesh current I1, I2, I3, and here you are finding node voltage V1 and V2. For example, in the given circuit, you have 5 nodes. Then how many equations you will get? 5 minus 1 equal to 4. That means how many node voltages you will get? 4 node voltages, V1, V2, V3 and V4. I hope this point is clear. Now say here, in order to find mesh current I1, I2, I3, so what analysis you are applying here? You are applying KVL. You are using KVL in the mesh and super mesh analysis. Now in the nodal analysis, we need to apply what? KCL in order to find what? V1, V2, V3 or V4, something. It depends on nodes. Now you already know what is meant by KCL, right? So the algebraic sum of the branch current entering into a node is equal to the sum of the branch current leaving from that node. We already see what is meant by KCL in our previous video. Clear? Now see, if you want to find the solution, if you want to find the node voltages, you need to understand one simple calculation. Suppose here I am taking one resistor, two voltage sources, okay? So this is what my V1 and this is my V2 source, and here this is R and this is my current direction. I hope you know, right? Suppose if I am giving a voltage source like this, current goes what? Minus to plus or plus to minus. Of course, this is what correct. So current always flows from what? Minus to plus, and this is not the wrong assumption. Now here in this voltage source, current is flowing like this way, and in this voltage source, current is flowing this way. But what is our assumed current direction? This one. Okay, this is our assumed current direction. So from this, I want to find what is I. So if you want to find I in this circuit, what you have to do? You need to apply KVL. You already know this procedure, right? So if I apply KVL in this loop, what I will get? Plus V1. You know how you are, why you are getting plus V1. So current always flows positive potential to negative potential. Therefore minus. What is the voltage here at resistor R? V equal to IR, okay, and here plus and minus V2 equal to 0. Now what we want? We want I, therefore minus IR equal to V2 minus V1. So if you subtract with minus, what you will get? IR equal to V1 minus V2. Therefore I equal to what? V1 minus V2 by R. So see here, if you apply KVL, what you are getting? I, that is what? V1 minus V2 by R. Now see the same circuit I am going to modify a little bit. Suppose here this is my V, okay, this is my V, and I am taking resistor, and here this is my V2, and this is R, and this is my current I. Now see, without applying KVL, can you write I equal to what? So here V1 minus V2 by R. So you need to understand why V1 is plus and why V2 is minus. Now see, what is your assumed current direction? Left to right. Now see, as you are using voltage source V1, what is the current direction? Same as your assumed direction. Therefore, V1 is plus. Now your assumed current direction is opposite to what? V2 voltage source direction. Therefore, this is minus V2. I hope you understand, right? How to write I equal to V1 minus V2 by R. Clear. Now the same thing what I am doing. So here I am taking a V1, okay. So here I am taking a resistor and I am taking another voltage source. This is V, and here this is what? V2. Now this is my R. Let us consider current is flowing in this way. So V1 means what? Plus and minus. V2 means what? Plus and minus. Now without applying KVL, can we write what is current I? Of course. See here, current I, V1 minus V2, right? The last terminal voltage, the first terminal voltage and the last terminal voltage. So V1 minus V2. Now see here we have another voltage source V. So can we write plus V or minus V? It all depends on what? Current direction. Now your assumed current direction is flowing this way. And what about this voltage direction? This current is flowing opposite direction, right? So therefore, if the current directions are opposite, you will write minus V by R. Now I am taking another example here. So this is my minus and plus, and here we have, so how many voltage sources are involving? 3 voltage sources, V1 and V2, and this is my V and R resistor. And can you find current I? Of course. I equal to what? V1, and this is minus V2. Now you have another voltage source. Now can we write plus V or minus V? See, your assumed current direction is what? Minus to plus. Whereas this voltage source, V voltage, what is the current? So minus plus, it is going in the same direction. So once if the current directions are same, you will write what? Plus V by what? R. So I hope you understand how to write I for the given circuit or the given branch. So here V1 is what? Plus to minus, something like this. This is another resistor. So you have another voltage source minus and plus. So you have another voltage source V2. So this is what our clear circuit V1, V2 and V, this is R. Now you have applied what? KVL. So this one and this one both are same. Okay. But see here, I have extended this one. So both are same, but even if you apply KVL, you get what? Same equation. Clear. Now you need to understand what is the procedure for finding node voltages. So now step one, you need to identify the number of nodes in the given circuit. So here you need to identify number of nodes. So each node you have to consider, that is what? Voltage. Now this is what our circuit, given circuit. Now you need to identify what? The number of nodes. So can I say this is my node 1? No, because this is simple node. Two elements are connected. This is simple node. No. Now R1, R2, R3 are connected here. This is my node 1. This is not a simple node. This is the principal node. In nodal analysis, we use what? Principal node, not simple node. Now, can I consider this? This is what? A principal node? No. This R3, B2 is what? Simple node. So we don't use simple node in the nodal analysis. So how many nodes you have? 1. And the next thing you need to consider a reference node. In one circuit, you will have one reference node. That reference node, you need to assume that voltage equal to 0. Now this is my reference node. All branches are connected here. Therefore, V reference equal to what? 0. Now, how many nodes you have in this circuit? 2 nodes. Therefore, 2 minus 1. How many equations you will get? 1 equation. So, 1 equation means what? You will find one node voltage V1. So, this is what? 1, right? I can consider this is what? V1. This is my node. Okay. Now, after identifying nodes and the reference node, what you have to do? You have to apply KCL at that node. So this is my principal node, right? Here I need to apply KCL. So before apply KCL, what I need to consider that, so the current is leaving to the each branch from that node. So here this is my node, right? Let us assume that current is leaving towards this branch and current is leaving towards the R2. This is my I2 current, and current is leaving towards R3. This is my I3. So after considering KCL, okay, after considering node and after considering the current direction, what we need to do? Apply KCL at node V1. So if I apply KCL at node V1, I will get I1 plus I2 plus I3 equal to 0. So therefore, if I solve this one, I will get equation 1. So after, if you solve equation 1, you will find what? The node voltage V1. So these are my 4 steps. Consider the nodes for the given circuit and consider one reference node which is equal to 0. And now you need to apply KCL at each node. So you will get equations, right? So after getting equations, you need to apply Cramer's rule to find the node voltages. Now we will solve one problem in order to understand the node voltages. Now see here, I'm giving a circuit. Now you need to find what? Node voltages and at the same time current at each resistor using nodal analysis. So I can apply nodal analysis for planar and non-planar circuit. Okay, clear. Now see here, what is our first step? Identify the nodes. So here see, can I consider this is node? No, this is simple node, and this is what? My principal node V1. Now can I consider this is another node? No, only 2 elements. This is a simple node. Now we need to consider the reference node. That is, reference node is what? 0. V reference equal to 0. Now I need to apply KCL at node V1. So before apply KCL at node V1, I should consider that current is leaving from that node to the each branch I1, I2 and I3. So if I apply KCL at node V1, so what we are applying? KCL at node V1. So if I apply KCL, what I will get? I1 plus I2 plus I3 equal to 0. Now you know, right, as per Ohm's law, I equal to V by R. Then what would be the voltage at node V1 towards this one? Now see, I already explained that procedure, right? One procedure. So see here, you need to find voltage towards I1. So here you have one side V1 is connected and another side V reference is connected, that is equal to 0. In between you have 6-volt battery, 6 volts voltage source is connected. So I can write V1 minus 0. This is V reference equal to 0. So can I write plus V plus 6 or minus 6? It all depends on what current direction. Your assumed current direction is I1 and this voltage source current is flowing in this direction. It is opposite. Therefore, minus 6 by what is the resistor? 6. Plus what is I2? One side V1 is connected, another side V reference, that is 0, by what is the resistor value? 3 kilo ohm. Plus I3 means what? One side V1 is connected, in the another terminal V reference is connected, minus 0. So you have 3, plus 3 or minus 3. It all depends on what current direction. Your assumed current direction and voltage source current direction is opposite. Therefore, minus 3 by what? 6 equal to 0. Now from this, what you need to find V1. Therefore, from this I can write V1 minus 6 by 6 plus V1 by 3 plus V1 minus 3 by 6 equal to 0. Then what is the LCM here? 6. So I will write, I will get V1 minus 6. Suppose if I write 6 here, 3 ones and 3 twos, therefore 2V1, and from here V1 minus 3 equal to 0. Therefore, how many V1s? 2, 3, 4 V1 and minus 6 minus 3 minus 9 equal to 0. Therefore, V1 equal to what? 9 by 4. Therefore, you will get 2.25. So this 2.25 is what? Here you consider V1, right? This is the voltage. V1 equal to what? 2.25 volts. Now the first thing is completed. You find the node voltage by using nodal analysis, and you need to find what? Current I1, I2, I3. So what is the formula for I1? This is the formula for I1. And what is the formula for I2? V1 minus 0 by 3. And I3 is what? V1 minus 0 minus minus 3 by 6. Therefore, current flowing at 6 kilo ohm equal to, I can write V1 minus 0 minus 6 by what? 6 kilo ohm. So V1 equal to what? 2.25 minus 6 by 6 kilo ohm. So you will get what? Minus 3.75 by 6 kilo ohm. Okay. So kilo ohm means 10 power 3. If it goes 10 power minus 3, that is what? Milli ampere. So current flowing at 6 kilo ohm equal to, you will get what? Minus 0.625 milliampere. Now you just tell me why I am getting minus. See here, your assumed current direction is what? V1 towards opposite. So V1 to 6 volt. But what is the actual current direction? It goes, as you are using 6 volt source, the current direction is like this. But you have assumed in the opposite direction. That's why you get what? Minus. Okay. Now clear. The second one is you need to find current flowing at 3 kilo ohm. Okay. So what is the formula? V1 minus 0 by what? 3 kilo ohm. So you already know V1 2.25 by 3 kilo ohm. So if you solve this one, you will get current 3 kilo ohm is what? 0.75 milliampere. Why I am getting plus 0.75? That means my assumed current direction and the actual current direction both are same. That's why I am getting plus. Now what would be the current of I3? So current 6 kilo ohm. This is what? In this direction. Okay. So V1 minus 0 minus 3 by what? 6 kilo ohm. So if you submit V1 and minus 3, this is what? Kilo ohm. It goes to the numerator, milli ohm. Therefore, you will get minus 0.125 milliampere. So once again, I am getting what? Minus. That means what? My assumed current direction is what? Wrong. So actual current is what? This one. But I have assumed in the opposite side. Therefore, I get minus 0.125. So I hope, so by using what? Nodal analysis, you can find node voltage. Once if you know node voltage, you can find any other unknown parameter in the circuit. So the nodal analysis, you can apply planar or non-planar circuit. And at the same time, what? In order to find node voltage, you need to apply what? KCL. So once if you apply KCL, you will find the node voltage. Once if you know node voltage, you can find any other unknown parameter in the circuit. I hope that concept is clear to you. Thank you. Thank you so much.